All right, welcome back. In this section, we'll briefly go over the exploded view. Now, it's gonna look a lot nicer in our exercises that are coming in our next two exercises. But in this exercise, I'll just briefly go over it so you have an understanding of what an exploded view is. So again, if I click over here on exploded view, you're gonna have this where it says select components for the exploded steps. What this will allow you to do is select a component and then gives you a bunch of accesses, and it will allow you to move the component towards that axis. So basically, usually what you will do is you'll select these components and then separate them apart. And there's usually a link, a dotted link between each of those components that tells you, okay, this is going here, this is going here. So for example, what I would do is only drag them towards the direction where that it makes sense that they would be able to remove. For example, I wouldn't grab this part and move it to the left, because the rod goes on top of it, and then the rod and the rings go on top of that. So I want them all lined up straight. So let's go ahead and click on the bottom one. You're gonna get this ring that shows up with three axes. This is Y, this is Z, and this is X. If you just grab one of the axes, this is Z for example, hold left key and drag it down. It will drag your part down with this dashed link to the next section. So I'm gonna drag it down a little bit more, and then it will show you that you're only allowed to drag up, back up or down. Okay, now this blue ring allows you to rotate the part. If you left click on it and just rotate the part back and forth. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that and then click away. Now I'm gonna click on my next part. So I'm gonna zoom in and click on my rod, and then I'm also gonna drag the rod down over here. Okay, and it's gonna show the same thing. I'll drag it back up again, and it's gonna show the same thing that it's coming out of here. And then click on, after I got that done, I'm just gonna click on OK. And what this one does is allows me to print out a view with the dashes that allows me to see that, okay, this is going here, and then these are going in here. Okay, and so that kind of like, it's another method to tell the customer, for example, it's really used in the industry to show the customer how everything is going together, or a vendor, depending on what are you making these drawings? Are you having someone make these assemblies for you, or are you just showing the customer how you're gonna make it for them? So that's just another method of to show them in an easy way, rather than open up SolidWorks and rotate things and show them around. You can easily show them by printing out a drawing and sending that to the customer so they can view that a little bit better. So this is just a brief explanation of bill of material. Obviously, if I click back on it, there's a couple sorry, not bill of material, an exploded view over here, and there's a couple more options over here that we can rotations, degrees, distances apart. You can set different components certain distances apart. You can actually flip the component, so instead of be going this way, it will go the other way, and then you can click on apply to do that. You can also auto space component after drag, so SolidWorks will automatically space all your components. We will be using this in the future exercises, in our next exercises that we'll be doing, so you'll get to learn this and you get more familiar with it a little bit later. But this is just a quick intro to it, and when you exit it, you're gonna see that all your parts go right back in it. So when you go into exploded view, it's really just to set up everything, to print them out, or to set them up for a snapshot over here, and when you exit, everything goes back to normal. So when you change them, you're not really changing them in the assembly, you're just changing them in the entire in the exploded view.